Have you guys ever tried getting the attention of someone you liked, but no matter what you did, it just didn't work out? And in fact, I feel like you just ended up embarrassing yourself even worse. Like you end up falling in front of them, showing stuff you don't want to show, saying something dumb. Well, do I have the manga for you? Uh, that's what this manga sort of entails. It's about a young uh, high school girl. She's a high school girl named Himegasaki Sakurako, who is in love with her childhood best friend and is doing everything in her darkness to win him over. But she's failing super hard, but also kind of making it work at the same time because she's supposed to be the losing heroine in air quotes. If you read the if you guys get hooked up on this, you'll know what I mean by that. I'm not gonna spoil it, but yeah, honestly, this manga is a bundle of laughs. It's all over the place. It's a little bit wild with some of the stuff that happens. Like, for those that like to, do things like Rule 34-esque things. It, not too wild, but it is tame. Granted, I don't know how much YouTube is gonna like this, so I might have to censor some stuff. But yes. Now, let's jump right into chapter 1, ladies and gentlemen, and see what this story is about. Maybe you guys will like it and like to read it. So for those that are wondering, the name of the manga is Himegasaki Sakurako is a hot mess, or the English title, because it's different for some reason. Himegasaki Sakurako is pitifully cute today too. So there you have it. That is today's manga for Manga Look. So yeah, let's jump right into that first chapter. Okay, right before we start off with chapter 1, guys, I forgot to mention that the author of this manga is Yasuda Kosuke. We should always give credit to the author and everything. That is my bad. I totally forgot that. Now, let's jump right into the first chapter, right? Where we get our girl Himegasaki Sakurako waking up the male protagonist, Natsuki, who she wakes up with a pan and ladle. He wakes up all indignant and says, "Sakurako, didn't I tell you not to come to my room?" And he's asked her what time it is, and she says it's 8 after she basically told him to get up because they're going to be late for their first day of school. Follow that by the panel of him shouting and saying, "You should have told me that sooner," as they're running outside the house and running toward the school. And she's like, "I told you already. That's why I woke you up." We then get like this introduction sequence of the male protagonist. He goes on the soliloquy saying, "My name is Minoru Natsuki, an extremely normal first-year high school student." Which, why do they have to say that? Why? A lot of the time, they say they're normal, but they're far from normal a lot of the time. So I just think it's a weird thing to have to say you're normal to feel normal. He then goes on to say he has normal grades, has normal reflexes, a normal appearance, has a normal everyday life. He didn't think anything would change after he started high school until we get this panel of him staring up the staircase right next to Sakurako. He sees another girl. I met her. Obviously, this pisses off Sakurako, and she basically asking him why is he standing there. We then get the next panels. We get a boom, which I may have to center. Shot of the girl's rear end. I'm trying to be as gentlemanly about this as possible. With a shot of her face. She's a black-haired girl who kind of looks like the uppity princess. You guys know what I mean, like the rich black-haired girl that a lot of animes have. She has the bangs, the long hair, the clip in the thing to like keep her a bit of her hair from her eyes. So she has the pretty generic rich girl look, and we get another panel of our boy Minoru over here, Natsuki, looking at her, and she's all glowing. I'm like, already the manga has started, and our girl, who's the main protagonist, by the way, is already losing. Goddamn, Yosuda, bro. Yosuda's out here for blood on our girl here. Granted, the manga wouldn't be about her if she actually lost, but you know what I mean. Of course, our girl Himegasaki would notice this. She's like, "Huh? What are you kidding me? You're in love that fast? With someone you just met? Nah, this guy's over here head over heels right now." Then we get a picture of her tearing up, saying, "What about me?" It's honestly, the author does a good job at showing why she's pitifully cute. It's the title of the story is about her being a hot mess, quite literally. So we then get her introduction, the loser heroine, as the author introduced her, and how she's a girl blessed with good looks, big gazangas, she's good at sports and stuff. They told us she's the childhood friend of Minoru, that she has twin tails, but yet she has the misfortune of being 100% loser, which is like, come on, Yasuda, you really gonna do a girl like this? Basically, he's calling her by comparing her synonyms to stalking horse, foul foil, fan service material. That's all she is, according to the author. Which kind of and kind of not. He does a really good job of using her as those things, but also at making her more than that, right? And so he goes on this. The author says, "This is a story about a sad loser heroine who love ends tragically despite her overwhelming confidence and outstanding physical qualities. A record of Himegasaki Sakurako's struggles." Who's the losing heroine? As we get a little cute picture of her screaming at the author, saying like, "Who you calling that, man?" Now, we cut to another scene in class where she's yelling with her friends, like taking it out on them. Well, not really taking them out, like venting, saying, I am his stunningly beautiful childhood friend here. I crawl all the way to his room every morning to wake his ass up. How the hell is that normal?" She's like, can't get through his head how dense this dumb fuck is that he has this beautiful girl, her, wake him up every morning. By the way, she's right. That isn't normal. This guy says that he's a normal high school dude. My ass, dumbass. No one has a childhood friend that pretty wake them up every morning. And if they did, I guarantee you dozens of men in the comments would be like, "Yeah, I like her." Because in real life, the childhood friend would not lose. I don't know why they lose in animes and mangas. Because in real life, they don't. A lot of the time, they win, end up getting married more of the time because they have more in common with the protagonist. And then she says, "Do you realize how blessed you even are? At least pick your childhood friend who works extremely hard for you without any second thought." And we have Minoru come up and say, "What's up?" "Oh, what's up? This is about a game?" The dude is clueless, clearly. She goes to say, "Shut up, dumbass, die," as she's slapping his back with like the cute kawaii face that the author gave her. And he's like, "What? Ow." And he's freaking out because he's slapping her. Brother, like I said, this protagonist is a bit dense. Kind of. She said, so then we get to a panel about the teacher asking someone to solve a problem on the board. He says, "Okay, who can solve this question?" Of course, Sakurako, being the academic genius she is, like she's really good at academics as well as sports. She says, "Here, as she thinks to herself, I'm going to just devote myself to studies now." She's so mad. She's mad at Minoru, at Natsuki. She's mad at him because he's not paying attention to her. He says, "Okay, Himegasaki, come up to the board." The teacher says. She walks up, and she's humming, and there's murmuring because something happened. Everyone's talking because they know I can solve this problem, which normally would be the case if not for what happens next, right? She goes, "I have a bigger brain than all of you. Behold, feast your eyes on this genius," as we get a picture of her skirt lifted up because she didn't realize her skirt was up, and we're getting a full, again, to keep this tasteful, show of her cheeks. I'm gonna have to censor this, guys, for YouTube. Just so you know, you will get to see the panel, but there will be a black bar because I kind of want my channel to grow and I don't want to get shadow banned for any of this. Just so you know. The link to the online version, the volumes and stuff will be in the description for you guys. So if you guys want to go see what the panels actually look like while watching this video, before you do that, watch this video, then go see what it looks like. Okay, sorry. As she's writing on the board, people in the back are like, actually they're talking really. She's realizing they're talking really loudly. And one of the girls is at W friend, by the way. She's like, Sakurako-chan, panties. And she's like, huh, panties? She's like, panties? With her blushed red face, she noticed that her, the skirt was up. Unfortunate. Very unfortunate for her. This is hilarious. She's like, you're kidding me. My skirt got cut up on my, underwear. No, when did this happen? I have to fix my skirt now. But then she's like, now that I've noticed what I should have noticed, I feel even more horrible because it's kind of embarrassing to kind of, do that in front of everybody. I could have just overcome this whole thing by simply going, I didn't notice, haha. That's the less embarrassing option, right? She's thinking maybe she can wipe this off by putting it down, turning around to everybody saying, I'm sorry, I didn't notice. Sakurako is obviously too prideful, as the author says. She's too prideful to admit that it was a mistake. She doesn't want to admit that. So then she's like, fine, just take a good look. Look at it. This is not embarrassing for me at all. She's willing to sacrifice her own dignity because of her pride. God dang it, Sakurako. Just pull it down and just say it was an accident, and then yell at everybody for being perverts, and watch the class recoil because no dude wants to be called that. And he says, oh holy shit, that's an insane wedgie. Someone said that out loud, by the way. Someone said oh holy shit, that's an insane wedgie. This manga doesn't pull punches, bro. He's like, what? Put your head down. Oh, poor Himegasaki. People are literally saying this out loud. And then the girl again, I told you your panties were out. She knows. But as the author put it, her determination left through her ass. This is an actual thing he wrote, the translation, and it's hilarious. Now, granted, this isn't the volume translation. This is a different translation, so I don't know if it actually says that, but this one says that, and it's hilarious. He then goes to say, tells herself, just finish, go sit, hurry. She breaks the chalk and drops it. She bends over to pick it up, saying she has to pick it up, and it exposes her rear end even more, and she screams because she's even more embarrassed. And then everyone's like, oh wow, now you can really see her butt. And she's like, and there's some degenerates in this classroom apparently. She says, I hope she squats again. And she's freaking out. She's telling people to stop looking. Damn it, I hate this. Which is understandable. Any girl in that situation should never feel comfortable being stared at like that, or even liking it. She doesn't have to like it. And she's freaking out. But she goes to her crush. She says, but Natsuki is looking too. I just really hope nobody else would be seeing this beside him. She's okay with her panties being shown, but not to every other dude who's a bum in this classroom, guys. Only to Natsuki. And so, our boy Natsuki, being the hero he is, goes, Sensei, Himegasaki used the wrong formula. Can I help her out? So he asks to go up to the board to help her out. And then he pats down her skirt by saying, oh, sorry, you got chalk on your skirt. He pats it down. Every other dude in the class is mad, calling him a jerk. I'm like, no, y'all are perverts. Leave that girl alone. He's not a jerk. He's being a gentleman about it, okay? He's doing the right thing, okay? Great. Just so everybody knows, Natsuki Minoru did not react in a pervy way throughout this entire time. She then thanks him, and he says, no problem. Look, can you at least keep that pride of yours under control? He knows that she could have easily resolved it by saying, "Oops," putting her skirt down. I'm sorry, this was an accident. Stop looking, you perverts. But she didn't because of her pride. He knows her really well, clearly. And then we get to the next panel where she's crying on her desk, going, she's like, why? She's groaning out of like, why did she do that? And then she asks her friend, did she see? And he says, I saw. He's just showing off how kind he is. It's not like he actually likes me. She's really mad. But she's also being in denial. You fell in love with another girl at first glance. Absolutely shocking, right? Sakurako-chan, you ignored me too. Oh, that her friend says when her friend told her that her skirt was up. And she ignores her friend again. She goes, if he was that kind, he wouldn't be so nice to random girls who don't like him. Holy shit, this guy actually pisses me off. She's a bundle of joy and hilarious. She likes him a lot, despite how sometimes insane she acts. And so then we get the panel of her getting up from the desk after talking to her friend, opening the class window and shouting outside, "But I love him." Either way. but in the meantime, her skirt gets knocked up again, and her panties are showing again. With the author saying, "Today our loser heroine, Himegasaki Sakurako, is tragically cute." So, that's the end of chapter 1. Now that you guys know, this whole manga is like this, by the way. It has... the author puts Himegasaki Sakurako in all these insane situations and embarrassing moments, but also slowly but surely gets her feelings across a little bit to the protagonist. The protagonist is Enigma. I'm not gonna spoil anything, but this manga, remember guys, this manga is about her, okay? Sure, he's calling her the losing heroine, but is she really? But yeah, that's the end for this manga look. I had a lot of fun talking about this manga. This manga is hilarious, by the way. There are 44 chapters currently out. Again, the link to the website where you guys can read this, and the links to the volume so you guys can buy it and support the author. Always remember, support the author, right? Will be in the description, as well as maybe in the comments as well. So anyways, thank you guys so much for for watching. Like I'm pulling a Himegasaki right now. You know what we say around on this channel, guys. Thank you so much, and adios.